that time of the year, everybody. Let's start talking about trades. I'm trying a whole new quick intro thing just to see if that does anything. I'm always experimenting with YouTube videos. But anyway, one trade every NBA team should propose right now. Is it really trade season? I guess probably not, but it feels like it should be, right? I mean, it's the NBA, it's the season, or it's the sport that never sleeps, or the league that never sleeps, whatever you want to call it. There's always somebody on the trade block. There's always something interesting going on. And even though the rules have made it harder and harder to make trades, there's still, like, teams are going to find a way, right? They're just going to be more complicated than they ever were before. But like with anything, people are going to find a way. So I wanted to go through these today, see what's going on. I think it's fun at the very least just to see who teams are even thinking are available and stuff like that. And so Dan here is going to walk us through it. And I already see Kobe White and Zach LaVine on here. I wouldn't be surprised if my Chicago Bulls pop up quite a bit, which, like, I'm here for. So wait, I should clarify. What is this? One trade every NBA team should propose. Okay, so I'm wondering if I should look at this just from the team that's proposing its perspective. No, we're going to evaluate the trades and see if they're any good. Atlanta Hawks. All right, Ousmane Dieng, Jalen Williams, the big Jalen Williams, a first-round pick, okay, from a lot of different people, and the Thunder get Larry Nance and Vit. Ooh, interesting. Okay, so quick perspective thing. Ousmane Dieng, interesting prospect, right? I think that there's an inflation on how good people think this guy is, and even more so how valuable people think he is. I'm here to tell you guys this is not NBA 2K. Just because he's such and such years old, he doesn't have a this star value. He has not appeared on the basketball court much at all. He's an interesting young player, yes. Has he been playing a little bit? Yes. What are we really seeing out of him? Not a ton. Yes, he was a lottery pick not that long ago. At the end of the day, teams are not going to just trade for someone that has not made it onto the basketball court. It doesn't matter what the reason is, but it's not going to happen. Now, what's the idea behind this? The Thunder go out and get Larry Nance, and if they can get a first-round pick for him, cool. And Dieng, interesting. Jalen Williams, sure, why not? I don't care. But in Oklahoma City's case, they get Larry Nance, who's a very acceptable center. I think he'd work well on the Thunder. He's not going to be able to put the ball on the floor like they want him to sometimes, but that's okay. And Vit's a smart player. I'd be interested to see how he fits on OKC. So I don't have a problem with this trade. I think it works for both teams. I don't think it's a big deal. I just want to make sure it's clear, like, my thoughts on Dieng and everything, because y'all have to understand trades at some point. The Boston Celtics, this is interesting. The Celtics get Amir Coffey. I love Amir Coffey. Can put the ball on the floor a little bit, good shooter. And the Clippers get Jaden Springer, a second-round pick. Why? So, like, what would the point of this be? I guess I don't understand, like, what this does. Like, the Celtics get a better player for basically nothing. No offense to Jaden Springer. And what do the Clippers get out of this? They just no longer have Amir Coffey on the team, who's not that expensive, and the Clippers are trying to win games anyway. Bad trade. Don't want to hear about it anymore. The Brooklyn Nets. I'm not going to waste time on something that doesn't make sense, y'all. I'm just not. The Brooklyn Nets. Obi Toppin and Jarris Walker. Okay, we got our first Jarris Walker trade. I'm not surprised by that. And the Pacers get Dorian Finney-Smith and Deron Sharp. Whoa, interesting. So why trade Obi Toppin? That's my first question. Obi Toppin had a really, really good season for you last year. He was very impactful. And the one reason that you might trade Obi Toppin is to give Jarris Walker more minutes, who, I'm going to keep it real with you, not that high on Jarris Walker. I'm not seeing a ton. Anything could happen. I think he's versatile, and I think that's interesting, like, defensively. Offensively, I'm struggling to see how he's going to be able to contribute. So now you've just kind of got this, like, power forward that doesn't do much offensively, but he can kind of switch and guard a lot of people. I don't know. I feel like I can find something better than that. That's just me. At the end of the day, he can get better, but so I'd like to have Obi Toppin. I don't think I'd rather have Dorian Finney-Smith than Obi Toppin just straight up even. I don't think so. Deron Sharp is interesting because, like, when you have your center problems that you do in Indiana, there's a lot of teams with center problems, right? But Deron Sharp's a nice player. So that's honestly a more valuable part of the trade. And Dorian Finney-Smith is like a nice piece, right? Like, he's going to be a solid role player. You don't have a lot of size on the wing in Indiana. You have a pretty small wing rotation right now, so that's kind of interesting, but I'd rather just keep Obi Toppin at the end of the day, and if Jarris Walker becomes something great, so I'm not tripping about that. The Charlotte Hornets, what are you about to recommend to me here? They get Robert Williams, another team with a center problem right now, right? Mark Williams, not healthy. Nick Richards, who was having a phenomenal season. I tried to tell y'all he was going to be a really nice player. He's out right now. He's injured. And all they got to give up is Micic and a New Orleans 2025 second-round pick. Oh, 2 second-round picks and Micic. This is interesting. We drew up a lot of Robert Williams trades this offseason, right? Because there's no point in him being in Portland, right? He's just taking up space from other people that could be playing. Like, they're not winning games anyway. Robert Williams, if healthy, is a very good player. But in all those trades, I imagined him going for a first-round pick. I feel like he's not that value at this point. Like, yes, we remember at his heyday, like, defensive player of the year type candidate. That's how good this guy is. Very impactful, but he's so unhealthy all of the time. And, like, interesting start to the year this year. I'll be curious to see if he can stay that way, right? Because that's the question. The math in my head tells me he won't be. I hope that's not the case. But I don't know. Like, I don't think he's as valuable as a first-round pick is anymore. And so Micic, which I don't know what the Blazers really get for that, but 2 second-round picks. If I'm the Blazers, yes, do I want to, like, clear out the rotation a little bit to try some other things? Sure. But in the sense of trying to get value, I'd rather just hope that Robert Williams stays healthy and then teams get desperate around the deadline and give me a first-round pick. That's just my thought at the end of the day. Just my thought. All right, Chicago Bulls, what are we doing? Cole Anthony, who I'm not all that interested in. I think he's an NBA caliber player that can go get you 20 points on any given night. That's cool. He doesn't do a whole ton else. Jonathan Isaac, my Orlando Magic fans, would you guys actually give up Jonathan Isaac? You let me know. Tristan da Silva, who I know in particular, one of the, by the way, y'all go join the Discord and everything. Link in the bio as always. We're talking about stuff all the time there. We have one particular Orlando Magic fan. You know who you are. Big on Tristan da Silva right now. And I can't fault you for it. Dude looks competent out there. I don't think he looks great, but he looks competent, and that's good enough for a rookie. A first-round pick, most favorable from Denver and Orlando, top 5 protected through 2027 for Torrey Craig and Zach LaVine. Relax, okay? No, it's just not happening. It's just not happening. One, I don't even think that the Magic would give up Jonathan Isaac. I think they'd happily give up the rest of them. But for Zach LaVine, like, no. We're seeing early this year, a lot of y'all were like, oh, you're not going to get a first-round pick for Zach. Yes, you are. This is one of the best offensive players in the league. It's not even close. You can get more than this for Zach LaVine. And Torrey Craig's a nice player, too. Like, he doesn't play for the Bulls right now, but that's because the Bulls insist on playing, like, 5 point guards at all times. And you know what? I'm here for it. I don't give a shit. So it is what it is. I don't like that trade. The Cleveland Cavaliers, Larry Nance Jr., I like that. Bring him back to Cleveland. I think that'd be a good fit for them. Have another center option that's a little bit different than the other two. And then what does Atlanta get? Georges Niang. Yeah, you don't really need him in Cleveland. Some second-round picks. Yeah, you know what? That's fine. Like, Larry Nance Jr. can go be a contributor on a good team. That's fine. Cleveland should be buying in on stuff right now. Why not, right? Try to shore up the big man rotation. Makes a ton of sense to me. I love what Larry Nance does on offense and on defense. Georges Niang, you don't need him. Atlanta Hawks can take him, add another floor spacer to the rotation. You get a couple second-round picks for Larry Nance, who's not a part of your future anyway. Cool. I can get behind that. Thank you for just keeping it modest for a change. I like it. The Dallas Mavericks. Ooh, Aaron Wiggins from Maxi Kleber. Okay, I see what you're trying to do here. And a 2031 first-round pick. You know what? Props to whoever wrote this for realizing that Aaron Wiggins is at least worth a first-round pick, because he is. He's a really interesting player. He just does so many things like right. You know what I'm saying? Like, he's just one of those guys that plays the game the right way and is impactful when he's on the court. So I love that. And what they're trying to do, I don't know why the Thunder would trade Aaron Wiggins. I don't know why they would. I'm not saying he's a superstar in the making by any means. I don't see that, but I think he's a very quality player. They get Maxi Kleber out of it, right? They want a center that can step out and hit the three-point shot. That's something that Kleber is capable of. He's a capable switch defender and stuff like that. Maybe not as much anymore. I haven't watched him a ton this year, because why would he be on the court right now, right? They've just got better options than that. But I don't know. I don't see why I don't see why OKC would be getting rid of Wiggins. I don't know. And I feel like Oklahoma City, while yes, they need some size, and that's very evident, is it worth trading Aaron Wiggins for that? No, I think you can trade Jang and get something. The Denver Nuggets. Oh, interesting. Tell me about this. Cody Martin, and Nick Richards. Okay, you guys know how much I like Nick Richards. Seeing him on Denver would be sick. And then Cody Martin, who he's underperformed for a while now. And underperformed, I don't know what my expectations are. He's just not a very efficient basketball player. He's had moments where he's interesting, but they get off of Zeke Naji for this. They trade Dario Saric, who hasn't really done much for them this year. A first-round pick swap, or 2 first-round pick swaps. I'm trying to think this through. Denver doesn't have many assets. They don't have many assets at all. And so that might be what you have to do to get off of Zeke Naji. But you'd get 2 players that in theory could contribute. At least Cody Martin's going to play some defense, right? He's going to play hard. Nick Richards, you guys know I like Nick Richards a lot. I might do that if I'm Denver. I might just do that because, like, I don't know what else you can do for this team outside of trade Zeke Naji, and you probably have to attach some stuff like this to make it happen. So, I mean, the only other trade I've been able to really work for Denver in the past, and you guys have seen me do this, is like a Jared Vanderbilt and him swap, just because I think it benefits both teams. Vanderbilt technically becomes a little bit more expensive, and Naji becomes cheaper as they go along, so I think that could benefit both teams that way, but that's just my thoughts at the end of the day. The Detroit Pistons. What do we got here? Jusuf Nurkic. Okay, why are they doing that? A first-round pick, top 3 protected, and it turns into a second-round pick if not conveyed. Okay, it's 2031 for Beef Stew. All right, shout out Isaiah Stewart. I guess I should have figured he should have appeared here at some point. Can we note one thing? The Detroit Pistons have done a lot of things wrong with their rotation this year, and I've been very outspoken about that. They don't play Malik Beasley nearly enough. They don't play Fontecchio really anymore, and that really annoys me. Ausar Thompson's coming back. That's exciting. I can't wait to see it. Jaden Ivey's had a nice little season. That's cool. I don't understand some of the rotation things. One thing that they've done correctly this year, so shout out Detroit for getting this right, is they stopped trying to make Isaiah Stewart a power forward. Why the hell were they doing that in previous years? Just look at this man. Does that look like a guy that should be out on the wing guarding people? That is a center. That is just don't overthink it. He's a center. Yes, he was hitting his threes last year. That's cool. I don't think he's taking many threes this year. I have Basketball Reference up for a reason because I want to fact check myself, but I don't think Isaiah Stewart's taking like threes at all this year. Is he really? Let's take a look. Per game numbers. Yeah, he's taking 0.4 per game. He's not making them. Yeah, no, it's totally fine. Like I don't need him out there. He does other things, right? So does throwing him on the Suns though, does that help the Suns? No, I think I'd rather have and yes, I get they want a center that can step out and hit a 3. I'd rather have Nurkic. Nurkic is sneakily a really good defensive player in the NBA, especially last season, and I don't know. I think I'd rather just have Nurkic in this one. I'm not tripping about it, but Beef Stew, glad that he gets to play the center now. Good for him. The Golden State Warriors, now we're getting interesting. Brandon Ingram, okay, the last basically surviving rotation player for the New Orleans Pelicans at this point. Oh, it's a 3-team trade. But yeah, no, Brandon Ingram, last member of their rotation at this point for Guy Santos, Andrew Wiggins, that makes sense. First round pick and some second round picks. Is that enough for Brandon Ingram? I don't know. And then Gary Payton goes to the Toronto Raptors. Gary Payton is like, I was big on Gary Payton for a long. I still like Gary Payton. Let me clarify that. Like when Gary Payton was like just bouncing around the G League, I kept telling people, and I was working with some people at that point that I was like, hey, like y'all, this guy Gary Payton, I promise you can hoop in the NBA. I promise you he can. Like, I'm really glad that that's like worked out for him and everything. Doesn't seem like he performs well outside of Golden State, does it? It's kind of interesting, but just my thoughts on that. If Golden State could do this, yeah, no, hell, do that in a second. I'd rather have Brandon Ingram. He brings a little more shot creation and everything. I don't know if he'll give you the maximum effort that we've seen Andrew Wiggins give at times, but you know, is what it is. The Houston Rockets. What do we got here? Duncan Robinson coming to the Rockets. Get a little shooting. That makes sense. Reed Shepherd, I tried to tell you guys, not going to be in the rotation this year. I hope he will be long-term. He can't be on the court right now. I promise you, he just can't. So you need some other shooters. Also, Houston Rockets fans, are we okay with saying this now? And this is a safe space, right? Is it time to trade Fred VanVleet? Can we just admit Amen is ready? It's not anything against Fred. Not anything against Fred at all. Amen is ready. I've been trying to tell you, Amen's ready. Let's get him some minutes. But anyway, bringing a shooter on the team. I like it. Jacques Landale. That's fine. We can give him up. Jae'Sean Tate. He should just go somewhere else just because he deserves to get some burn. Some second-round picks. Yeah, no, I think this works for both teams. I think it does. Duncan Robinson, he's going to be more valuable to Houston than he is in Miami at this point, and Miami gets off the salary and everything. We sign off on this one. We like this one. I like that move. The Pacers. Ooh, Haywood Highsmith? Don't tell me Tyrese Halliburton's on the move, but oh, Haywood Highsmith. Okay. For a second round, 2 second-round picks. Okay. Interesting. Why does the Miami Heat do this? Like, they're just blowing things up? Is that what we're saying? Because they've had kind of a weird start to the season. They don't need a Haywood Highsmith on the team. They can get some assets for him because the Heat don't have a lot of assets. If that's the case and the Heat want to blow things up, they don't traditionally like to just, like, tank. That's not really how they do things, but... Hey, if that's the situation we're in, I could support this. Haywood Highsmith, at least a little bit of size on the wing, plays good defense. I mean, shoots the 3 ball. Okay, how's he been shooting from 3 this season? I feel like I don't know. Like, watching Heat games has been a little bit tough for me at times to watch. All right, what do we got? We've got 36% on almost 3 a game. We support this. We support this. Yeah, good trade. I like that one. The Clippers, Coby White. Ooh, Coby White going to the Clippers. I'm not opposed to it. Look, I'm a Bulls fan, right? Y'all understand this. I like what Kobe's becoming. He became exactly the player that I thought he would be. Score. I don't want him with the basketball very much because he makes bad decisions and stuff at times, but I'm like, yeah, this dude can be a spark plug scoring like combo guard. Cool. I like guys like that. I do. I don't think we need him long term. I don't know what the point of it is, and so that's why I'm okay with listening to it. I haven't even seen what it is. For Terrence Mann in a 2030 first round pick, top 1 protected through 2031, turns into 2 seconds if not conveyed. No, that's the worst trade we've seen yet, though. What? Coby White, who can get you 20 plus points any single night, for Terrence Mann and a very far in the future first round pick that might not even be a first round pick. No, you can kindly fuck off with that one. No. This one I'm curious about. Nikola Vucevic, another one of my Bulls, on the move to the Lakers for D'Lo. Christian Wood, a 2025 second round pick. I'm glad that they didn't make this Jalen Hood-Schifino because that would have pissed me off. But Christian Wood, he's not playing at this point. A second round pick. I don't know. I think Vucevic is worth more than this, man. I'm keeping it real with you. Is Vucevic still a subpar, like, defender, in my opinion? Yeah, I would say so. Offensively, the dude's really good, though, and he's really picked it up this season in terms of, like, his efficiency. He's kind of back to how he was. He's hitting the 3 ball a little bit more, right? He's really good around the rim, just extremely consistent. Like, there's not many guys that can just get you, like, 15 and 12, like, any single night, and he doesn't get hurt ever. Knock on wood here, but... I don't know, man. I think Vucevic is more valuable than this. Like, I think he'd look really good next to Anthony Davis. I actually like that idea a lot, especially with how JJ Redick's been running the team so far. Anthony Davis has a little more mobility on the court that he can show off with this, but I don't know. I think the Bulls can get more for Vucevic. If this is all you got, and I'd rather just trade him just because I think you got to start tearing things down. But because, like, why not add another point guard to the team, right? Why the hell not? I'm so down for it. The Memphis Grizzlies. Am I going to do this whole video in one take? I might do this whole video in one take, y'all. Let's see how this goes. The Memphis Grizzlies. DeAndre Hunter and Vit, those would be 2 great guys to add to the Grizzlies for Brandon Clark, John Konchar, and a second round pick. I don't feel like, I don't think that's enough. I don't think that's enough for Hunter and Vit. Hunter's a good basketball player, man. It's just like he hasn't gotten any better than when he got in, but that's what we assumed, you know? Like, yes, like all the Hawks players technically have like bad defensive ratings and everything, but like I need to use my common sense and move away from the numbers and be like, there's just something wrong with the team. Like, that shouldn't be the case. It just shouldn't. Vit on the Grizzlies sounds awesome. They need a secondary ball handler on the team. I'd love to see him added into the rotation and stuff like that. What do the Hawks get out of this? They basically get salary relief. Brandon Clark is interesting. They'd have to move on from like a Larry Nance, a Kongwu, or Clint probably beforehand. Konchar, I just like Konchar. He's a solid player, does the things well. He gets some second round picks. Yeah, no, I don't think so. I think you got to give a little bit more in order to get guys like that. The Miami Heat. Whoa, 3-teamer with Gary Payton again going to the Toronto Raptors. Way to reuse that asset. Let's work our way up. The Warriors are getting Jimmy Butler, Bruno Fernando, who I actually think could be kind of valuable to them, and Josh Richardson. No clue. He doesn't seem to ever play well if he leaves the Miami Heat. The Heat get Jonathan Kuminga. Okay, you guys know my opinion on him. If you don't, I'm like, yeah, no, he's interesting as an athletic specimen. I haven't seen enough out of him to think That's a guy I want to build around, but that's just me. D'Anthony Melton, been nice for them so far. Andrew Wiggins, because he has to be. A first round pick for 2025, a 2026 first round swap, another first round pick. Whoa. And then some second round picks. Oh, wait, and then another first round pick? Whoa. Okay. I love Jimmy Butler. I do. You guys already know where I'm going with this, so I won't beat around the bush. That's too much. You've overpaid for Jimmy Butler. Is Jimmy Butler very, very good at basketball? Yes, he is. I feel like he's hitting a decline a little bit right now. And also, like, what do you imagine Jimmy Butler doing in a Warriors offense? This is something that some people don't ever consider when they're drawing out these trades, right? Is they're just like, oh, take good player, put him on team. That's cool. They needed small forward. They get small forward. Think about how the Miami Heat play and everything, right? Like, can you picture Jimmy Butler in that offense? I can't. I personally just can't, and so I shouldn't. And I don't think that makes sense. So I don't know. I think that's too much. I think that's too much. If you're the Miami Heat, maybe you think, yeah, you probably think about that, honestly. So is what it is. The Milwaukee Bucks. What do we got here? Dillon Brooks and Tari Eason. Okay, interesting. Two guys that very well could start for this team. Probably wouldn't start both of them because you have Giannis and Brook. And you're trading Chris Middleton and a first round pick that turns into a second rounder if not conveyed. Whoa, let's go nuclear is right. Whoa. What's the idea here? Chris Middleton's getting hurt a little bit more at this point of his career. Dillon Brooks, nice attitude player, would be interesting. Tari Eason. Man, Tari Eason, if you're a Rockets fan, would you trade Tari Eason for Chris Middleton? I don't think so. Because, I don't think the Rockets are guaranteed to make the playoffs this year. I don't think they are. I don't think adding Chris Middleton necessarily makes you all that much better either. Like, Chris Middleton, all-star level player, right? We still saw that he could do it in the playoffs, right? Dude's awesome. We hope he's going to be okay when he comes back this year. Tari Eason's a nice player, man. Like, I'm willing to bet Tari Eason's, numbers. And one of the things I talked about this offseason was I'm like, Tari Eason might be a guy that you move just because he can't crack the rotation anywhere else. He's getting good, early bench minutes this year, which is nice. If I pull up Tari Eason, he's the type of guy that, he's impacting the game quietly. If I go to, on-off numbers here, something like that. What are we going to find from on-court plus 14.5, off-court minus 3? Yeah, that stat alone tells you something. Dude's hustling. He gets a ton of rebounds. He's hitting his three-point shot, right? I don't know. If I'm the Rockets, I'd probably just keep those guys. Minnesota Timberwolves getting Delano Banton. I love Delano Banton. He's another victim of the Portland Trailblazers not understanding how to prioritize what talent to develop. This guy can hoop. So Delano Banton goes to the Timberwolves. Awesome. For PJ Dozier and a second-round pick. If the Timberwolves pulled that off, that'd be such a heist that's not even funny. Why, if you're the Portland Trailblazers, I guess just because you feel like you don't need him, if he could be moved to the Timberwolves and you get a guy with that size that can handle the ball and create for himself a little bit, absolute steal. You do it every single time, not even close. The New Orleans Pelicans, we're trading Brandon Ingram. All right, here we go. He's going to the Grizzlies. I could see that. For Brandon Clark, Marcus Smart, who apparently he just does not work in Memphis. Vince Williams, you get a Vince Williams out of it who hasn't played yet this year, but interesting talent that I like. 2025 first round pick that turns into 2 seconds if not conveyed. Okay, so let's think this through. The Grizzlies definitely hit the second apron and stuff. They're going to get locked into this team most likely then. So then what do you have for a team? You have Ja. You have Bane, you have Ingram, you have Jaren Jackson. Maybe you find a center at some point. I know you wanted me to say Zach Edey. He's not there yet. But you've got a really interesting first four core. You still have G.G. Jackson on the team, too, so you could play him at the 4 with Jaren at the 5. I don't hate Jaren at the 5. I don't. Sometimes he fouls too much, but it is what it is. And you're giving up Brandon Clark, who, yeah, he's interesting once upon a time. He's kind of a one-trick pony. Marcus Smart, he's not really helping you right now. Anyway, Vince is cool, but you probably give it up for Brandon Ingram. I could go with this for both teams. I could go with this. And the Pelicans get some interesting stuff out of it. I could go for it. The New York Knicks get Tomani Kamara and Robert Williams. Let's add another center with injury problems. And then the Portland Trailblazers get Cameron Payne, because why the hell do they want Cameron Payne? Mitchell Robinson, let's just have a new center that gets hurt all the time. And a first round pick. Okay, that turns into a bunch of other nonsense. So you're swapping centers that, when healthy, are good but get hurt a lot. The Blazers, for whatever reason, give up Tamani Kamara and they get back Cameron Payne. No, just shut up. No, it doesn't make sense. I don't think Portland, if Portland traded Kamara, that'd be really funny. But just because, like, it's one of those things where they've mismanaged this roster so much, but, like, don't trade Kamara. Do not trade Kamara. The Oklahoma City Thunder, Duop Reith. Yes, let's, like, again, Portland Trailblazers built their roster poorly, so the interesting guys in their team don't get any minutes. Reith is one of them. He's one of the things that helped Scoot Henderson be effective last year. Does nobody read the reports? You should be trying to make Scoot Henderson better. Put Reith on the court with him. It's not that complicated. It's just not. So Reith moves on. He's not getting any burn. He goes to the Thunder. Cool. He gets to start for a while until people come back. Awesome. Blazers get some second round picks. Sure, why not, honestly? Unclog it. Unclog the center rotation. You get a roster spot back. Oklahoma City gets a guy that can play for them right now and help them win. Cool. Good deal for both. Orlando Magic. Okay. Torrey Craig and Kobe White. Kobe White going to the Magic. They need a shot creator. We know the Magic need a shot creator. I tried to tell you all in the offseason, KCP didn't think it was going to work. I hope it works out for him. I don't think that was a good move, and they didn't go at a shot creator. You're not understanding your roster because you didn't go do that. And I don't think the Orlando Magic have a good understanding of their roster and what they have on their team. So adding Kobe White, that fixes some problems, right? Do I want him being a primary ball handler? No. So I don't think that that's the best option necessarily, but I think it's along the right lines. The Bulls get Cole Anthony, Jet Howard, who should be getting more minutes. When you have a guy at that size that can move the way that he does and shoot the way that he does, you need to explore him more. You need to play him more minutes. Again, not realizing what they have. Cole Anthony's just involved in every single trade. Get a first round pick that's top 5 protected, and then a first round pick top 10 protected. Okay, interesting. Denver's pick probably conveys. Their Magic pick probably conveys. I'd do that. Yeah, I'd do that. Torrey Craig can probably play for them too. I'd do this. I like Jet Howard. I think he's interesting. Cole Anthony, add him to the point guard rotation, get some first round picks. I'd do that if I'm the Bulls. I'm here for it. Magic? Yeah, I think it's better than the alternative. So, yeah, why not? Why not? Philadelphia 76ers, Tari Eason. Why do we think Tari Eason's so available? Oh, no, I know why. It's like I said, there's too many good young players on the team. I'm not going to go there. I'm not actually going to go there. Okay, well, I should probably say it because I was thinking it. Jabari Smith versus Tari Eason. What is Jabari Smith's, like, value at this point? Because I feel like I just haven't like been watching him at all. What do we get with like numbers with him right now on the court? Because right now, and I'll go look at his like actual numbers, getting 10.5 points, and it doesn't have to be anything crazy. He's not hitting the 3 ball still. Off the court, the team is a lot better. Without him, do we need to have the conversation that Jabari Smith's not working? Which is kind of a surprise to me. I never thought he was like a home run, but I thought he was a pretty safe pick. So he's still incredibly young. There's a lot of time, but it's not working right now. And like, I don't think you have the team around him to make it work. So maybe you'd rather put Jabari in this trade. I don't know. Adding Cam Whitmore as well. Interesting. I'm curious to hear who the Rockets are getting. KJ Martin. Okay. A first round pick. And then a second round pick, and then another first round pick. Oh, it's the 2028 Clippers pick, which we're presuming is going to be valuable. Here's what I'll tell you about this pick, because some of you guys like to throw around this pick too and be like, look at how valuable it is. We have no idea who that is yet. That is a number and a year. That's just a year and a round right now, right? Tari Eason is a good young player right now. Cam Whitmore is an interesting young player right now that I know what they are already, and I know they have NBA potential. I have no idea what 2028 Clipper is. The players are more valuable. They just are. So, no. I don't sign up for that trade. No. Phoenix Suns, Tari Eason again. Okay, why not? They also get a first-round pick. Wait. Okay, a first-round pick. Second most favorable for Josh Okogie in Phoenix's 2031. Get out of here, man. What are y'all talking about? The Portland Trailblazers. Jalen Hood-Schifino is literally nothing. I'm sorry. He's nothing in trade value. D'Angelo Russell, because, yeah, let's add another ball-dominant player to play next to Scoot. I love it. Let's add another shooter, a non-shooter next to Scoot. Another, like, non-factor point guard next to Scoot. A first-round pick, another first-round pick. Jeremy Grant, Roberts, get out of here. I'm just not going to waste my time with stuff like that. Sacramento, well, maybe Portland will do it, but I'm not here for it. Sacramento Kings get Larry Nance Jr. Again, backup center help. Cool. for Trey Lyles and some second-round picks, yeah, I'd do that. Trey Lyles, like, they have enough good power forwards on the Hawks, but you get some sort of assets again for Larry Nance, who's not going to be around long-term anyway. I'm cool with it. I'm cool with it. I bet you can get more for Larry Nance than that, but it's interesting. Trey Lyles, nice player. I like Trey Lyles. The Spurs, what are we doing? Chris Boucher and Kelly Olynyk. By the way, all you Jazz fans, last year when that Kelly Olynyk trade happened, and y'all got Oche and you got Kelly, and you traded a first-round pick, you were like, oh well, you know, I didn't like that pick was gonna be whatever. Do y'all feel dumb now? Do y'all feel dumb? I tried to tell y'all. I tried to tell you that it didn't become anything. It didn't become anything, and I don't think it will. The Raptors get back Zach Collins, a first-round pick. So they get a first-round pick back after all of this, and then a second-round pick, the Bulls, this year. No, I don't. If you're the Spurs, why do you do this? Like, you had Kelly Olynyk, I guess. I don't know what you want Boucher for. No, just don't trade first-round picks right now for stuff like that. The Toronto Raptors are trading, or they're getting Ousmane Dieng and Malevi Lyons? Who? I'm not gonna lie, I don't know who this is. Malevi Lyons? I like to think that I know most NBA players. Who the hell is this? Malevi Lyons from the Netherlands. What do you do? Who are you? 0.4 point. Who is this? I've never seen this person in my entire life. He's my age. Interesting. Mineral Area College and then went to Bradley? What? Okay, so Ousmane Dieng and a randomly generated 2K player for Chris Boucher. I'm sure he's a good basketball player. I'm sure he is. Chris Boucher or Kelly Olynyk. What? You couldn't even take the time to pick one for the article. Just like, I'm not going to do it. Not with Malevi Lyons. I'm now the biggest Malevi Lyons fan in the NBA. Can y'all just like go into the comments of this video and just give me like a hashtag Malevi Forever? Can we say that? Malevi Forever? I don't know, y'all. I'm doing this all in one take, so relax. Utah Jazz. What do we got here? They're getting Cole Anthony, Tristan da Silva, interesting player for them. A first-round pick that turns into seconds, and then a second-round pick for Colin Sexton. Ooh. Okay, talk nice to me. So this is what I was saying before. We need a shot creator. We've accomplished that. We had Colin Sexton. He can handle the rock, too. He's going to play his ass off. Colin Sexton, really, really bad defensive player, but maybe in a system like Orlando, they get him going in the right way. He's got enough defenders around him. He gives, like I said, he gives a killer effort every night on the court. I sign up for this one. I'm doing this in a heartbeat. Yeah, no, I'm cool with this. That's a good one. This will work. It doesn't have to be Anthony Simons for me. I'll take Colin Sexton on this team. I'll do that. Last one. Washington Wizards, what are we doing? I see Marcus Smart. Are we just absorbing his salary and Marcus Smart is going to be a bad player or just like a whatever player on bad teams now? And looks like Kuzma's on the move. John Conchar would be an interesting player to add to the Wizards, a good veteran presence. Marcus Smart, I would agree. Vince Williams Jr. plays hard. Like to see players like that in the Wizards. They get a first-round pick for Kyle Kuzma and Patrick Baldwin Jr. Patrick Baldwin Jr. is kind of a whatever. They had Kuzma. I think that'd be nice. Add another like shot creator, guy that can put the ball on the floor a little bit. Having Ja Morant and Kuzma on one team seems like an Instagram story away from just blowing up the whole team. But that's just my perception. The Wizards, like I said, get back some good players. They didn't trade Kuzma last year because he said he wants to stay, because of course they let him do whatever the hell he wants in Washington. Why the hell not? But no, I'd probably do that if I was Washington. Yeah, I probably would. You get some sort of assets for him. That's cool. I like Conchar. Like I said, that's just a good like kind of veteran, stable guy to have on the team. I like Vince Williams to explore kind of who he is. Marcus Smart, again, set some attitude for the team, be a team leader. I'm here for it. And that's what we got, y'all. We did it in one take. Editing for this video is going to be really easy. I'm looking forward to that. But anyway, you guys let me know some of your trades. We have a spot on the Discord for you guys to post trade ideas and stuff, and we respond to them, man. We do. So first of all, thank you all to the guys on the Discord. You guys are awesome. Love hearing your stuff every day. Keeps me engaged and everything. But otherwise, make sure you guys like, subscribe, and comment. I respond to every single comment on my YouTube channel, and I'm going to keep on doing it. I just am, because why not? It's fun. It's my favorite part about YouTube. But anyway, hope you guys have a wonderful weekend and everything. We'll talk to you guys later. Bye.